Students and parents are trying to deal with the stress and the torment of another school shooting. Many wonder what has changed in our world. Why does this happen over and over? Dr. Michael Milobsky is a pediatrician who practices in Douglas County, and some of his patients are students at the STEM school. It's good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking the time, because we've had some important discussions about this. We're talking about being young and the stresses that young people face. So we've spoken about the adolescent brain and stress. Tell people about that. Explain how it is they have a difficulty dealing with the stresses of our world these days.
Well, you know, the conversation you and I had was that the adolescent brain hasn't really changed. You know, it's the same. They struggle with the same things they have for generations. You know, adolescents struggle with self-identity, and they struggle with their developing personality and finding their place in the world, right? Mm-hmm. But what we think has changed, and first of all, no one has the answer why mental health issues are becoming such a major problem, mm-hmm. And reaching epidemic proportions all over the country, not just locally. Mm-hmm. But there's certainly lots of theories, and one of the prevailing major things that we think about is that the environment that that adolescents are exposed to now is very different from a generation ago. The social media, smartphones, never really being disconnected, how that affects brain development, sleep, neurologic, cognitive development, all that is under investigation right now. But what we know we're seeing is that since 2011, is a massive increase in student-reported anxiety, depression, suicidality. It's alarming for anyone practicing in pediatrics and mental health.
And so, how do we deal with this? Because I think that it's a world full of negativity now. Yep. Is it fair to say that maybe there's more negativity, and that adolescent brain has difficulty in dealing with that?
Maybe there's not more negativity, but maybe high school students, kids in the adolescent age range, are never disconnected from it. Mm-hmm. You know, you and I are roughly the same age, and in the 80s, when you left school, you went home and you just were immersed in that environment. There wasn't any input, really, unless you happened to watch the 11 o'clock news or pick up the newspaper. You were cushioned and you were sort of insulated from what was going on. I think part of the problem is that there's never any rest. There's never any break in the input. Not to mention, social media is a whole separate discussion, but kids are constantly comparing their experience to that of everyone in their virtual lives. And I think that it's overall a more toxic stew that that high school students and developing brains are being exposed to now than they were a generation ago.
So if you're a parent, what do you want to do? You want to create some isolation from this, not black your children out.
Sure.
But get them outside, do other things, right?
You know, the thing that we talk about when we're trying to educate our families, and I have 7 children, we talk about it in our house as well. We're not going to change technology. We're not going to change prevailing culture. So the only thing we can change is what we as parents can do with our homes and our behavior in order to help our kids develop healthy coping skills and healthy neurocognitive development. In our home, we have 24 hours a week where we are completely unplugged. It's a religious thing, but I think it's healthy for everybody. I think that's something that parents and families and communities could decide together to do. Right. I think schools should change the culture around how these things are managed in schools. I think there needs to be a more thoughtful approach. The only thing we can change is what we, as parents, can do. That's the only thing that's going to make a difference. We have to look at ourselves and think, what can we do different to improve the situation?
All right, Dr. Michael Milobsky, thank you very much.
Thanks
we appreciate the info, and best of luck to all parents out there. Remember, there is help. Let's go to Ashton right now.
All righty, thanks, you guys. That was a really enlightening interview. Parents holding their kids a little tighter this week, I think.